Hi, this is Annie from the ADHD Minimalist, and today I would like to review this backpack from Fjällräven, the mountain fox if you translate that into English. And this is a medium-sized bag, and I'm not sure exactly how many liters it is because I can't seem to find that information on the bag, but it is 36 by 28 centimeters and 11 centimeters deep would be this. So we're gonna look at this in a minute, but before we get into that, I just wanted to take a minute to talk about my book. And sorry, this still says not for resale because I ordered actual copies today, but they have not got here yet. So what I wanted to say is that the ebook is live for pre-order now on Amazon, and you can go in and order that. That would make me so happy. So it's on an extra special cheap price because I really wanted to make this book available to as many people as possible. So I don't know how long I can keep it at this really cheap price because eventually I would like the book to make some money so I can get some of my publishing costs back. But my main objective is really to get this information out to as many people as possible. And so I just wanted you guys to be one of the first to know that it's now available to pre-order this book in ebook form. It'll be a few more days before the paperback is available to order, but you can keep an eye out on that, and you can always go in and check on Amazon if the book is live. It's just waiting to be approved at this moment. So I was able to order an ebook this morning, and it'll just be released on May 29th, I believe it is. And so that would just make me so happy if some of you would go over and order it. And I've just set an extra special price for everyone, so money should really be no object, or money isn't really a problem for you to get a hold of the book. This book will cost a little bit more, but I'm still setting a cheap price now at the beginning so that as many people as possible can get a hold of it and enjoy it. And just tell your friends about it if you know somebody who needs help. It's about decluttering with kids, but it's also the first 2/3 of the book can kind of apply to anybody, about kind of getting to the root of the problem, maybe why you have clutter in your house, and sort of looking at yourself. It's also about the journey of me and my son when he told me that he felt his ADHD symptoms less when he had less stuff in his room. And so then I kind of had to come to terms with my clutter problem and help him declutter his room. And then we decluttered the house, which took me probably a little over a year because it was a really hard process for me. So if it's hard for you, this book might give you some answers. And then the last third of the book is where I really get more specific about decluttering with kids and families that have ADHD. So if you have ADHD in your family, then make sure you stick around and read through to the end. If you don't, then you might need to skip some chapters. But at the beginning of the book, I promise it's got some funny stories, and it's gonna help you look at some of the things in your life that might be keeping your house a mess. So please recommend this to your friends and go and buy it now while it's cheap. So that would make me so happy. Okay, now we're gonna go over to the review. This bag we've had for, I wanna say, about 4 years. And so far, it's not got a ton of everyday use. My daughter uses for a little while as a school bag, but I originally bought it for taking on trips because we have 3 kids, and it's actually quite nice to put a backpack on everyone if you're gonna be out all day. I mean, 2 years ago, we went to California, and we were in a bunch of the national parks like Sequoia National Park and and a few others. And we just put a backpack on the kids, and they had like extra socks, a water bottle, the snacks that they picked out for that day. And that was about it, but it was just, took some of the weight off of us grown-ups. So that was really helpful. Yeah, we had this as a carry-on, as one of those carry-ons that you can put under the seat in front of you. And then the kids used it as a backpack for our day trips. So this worked really well for that. And one thing I like about it as a backpack for day trips is because it has this nifty little thing that you can sit on, and so you don't ever have to have a dirty bum. You can just pull out your nifty little, in Swedish they call it liggunderlag, eller sittunderlag, which is the same thing, it's just smaller. It's basically just something to sit on. In the winter, it's insulating and it keeps you warmer, and the rest of the year it keeps you from getting wet or getting dirty. So that was one of my favorite things. Now, if you're gonna kind of look at some of the other features of this bag, it's a little bit different from your average bag because this one was a bit more expensive. So the material, it feels a little bit thicker and more robust. The other material on most of the bags that I've had, it kind of feels a little bit waxy. It's a little bit thinner material. I think they must treat it with something to kind of keep it looking nice longer. But this doesn't feel, it's not waxy. It doesn't feel like it's been treated, and it's a little bit thicker than the other bags. And so I think this bag might actually last longer. It's also looking a lot nicer than our other bags that we have. We have a mini bag, and we also have a bigger bag that has space for a laptop in the back, and they're both of those have this other material on them. And both of those also kind of have, like, I don't know if you like just like rubbed it up against something, so you kind of get these gray lines on the bag, or if they sat somewhere dirty, it's really, really hard to get them clean afterwards. So the lighter colors of those bags, I don't really suggest them because they just look terrible after a couple of years. So it's always better if you're gonna get the waxy bags to get gray, blue, black, dark purple, some of those colors. Sometimes even the green, the dark green looks nice after a long time. And we've had some of these other colors when the kids were little. Most of them were these mini backpacks, but we don't still have all of those because we didn't use them as often. But this bag, it just seems to keep looking nice for a long time, and it doesn't have any of those weird like gray marks or anything on it, and it doesn't have a bunch of dirt on it. I might have thrown this in the wash at some point, and it actually came out really well. I'm pretty sure that I washed it just one time after one of our trips. And the other thing about this is that it does kind of collect hair. It's sort of a material that collects, I don't know, some of my hairs. I was pulling them off the back of this before the video, but if you look, I mean, it does have some fuzzies and things on here. Here's some kind of a hair. Here's another hair thing. I don't know if you can see that, but it does kind of collect hair, which can sort of be a bummer. If you just roll it with one of those rollers that you roll your clothes with, it'll come off really easily. And the only reason that I would think this would be a deal breaker that it collects hair is maybe if you had a lot of pets. If you have cats and dogs and other pets that are all shedding in your house, then maybe this isn't the bag for you. Maybe you need one of those other bags that feel a little bit waxy because they don't collect hair at all. So that's the main difference between this bag and your average price bag. This has a little pocket on the front to put some stuff in. Sometimes I've put my wallet in here. It's quite big, but it's kind of hard to get things in and out of the zipper if they're too big. So you can't actually put that much stuff in there and have it be super convenient. So a small wallet or something like that. But if you're worried about people stealing your wallet, then this isn't the place to put that. Then sometimes I've put it in here, the wallet with this sit under look, because then it's at your back, and so even if somebody were to like slash the bag or something, it's sort of in its own pocket, so that it might stay in there still, and you'd probably feel it if people were trying to get at it. So that's my suggestion for your wallet if you're using this as a travel bag, maybe in Europe or something like that. I just heard a weird noise. I wonder if that's my cat. Then other than that, this main compartment is just one huge compartment. So that can sometimes be a bit of a bummer. And then I just sort of use, not really packing cubes like your normal packing cubes, because usually you sit those down and you zip the top off on 3 sides. But I bought some net bags. So these are more like bags that you would put your makeup in or your toiletries or something, and they came in a couple different sizes. One was maybe like this, and the next one was something like this. And you can see through them, which I find convenient because sometimes you're looking for something and it's easier to find it if you can kind of look under the bag and see where it is. And those things sort of just kept my stuff separate. So I put some pens and some different things that you might want to get at in one, and the other one I turned into a first aid kit, and then we have a couple more of those laying around. So sometimes I'll have snacks in a different one, and then you can sort of open it up and find what you need. But I would say that that's pretty necessary unless you're basically having clothes in this as your carry-on or books or something that's bigger. But if you're using it as a day pack and you're gonna have snacks and a bunch of things in here, I would definitely get some kind of packing cube or these little net toiletry bags just to keep stuff separate, because that's one of my pet peeves. The kids need something, and it's kind of, my kids have ADHD, so sometimes they need something and they need it now because it's panic or something. And the last thing I want to do is be like digging in here under a whole bunch of things and like looking 100 times because I'm not finding the thing at the bottom and then it's falling over to the other side when I'm trying to find it. And so I do whatever I can to kind of avoid that scenario where everybody's frustrated and you can't find what you want. So other than that, I kind of feel like, well, this pocket I don't really feel like is good for much except for an umbrella, honestly. I think one of my daughters got a little itty bitty water bottle in one once, but you have to kind of buy a water bottle like with these specific measurements. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I guess we could find out. Let's see here. Like something about at the most maybe like 5.5 centimeters the water bottle could be in diameter. And then honestly, because this is so deep, it kind of needs to be like a really skinny water bottle that's really tall, because otherwise once it gets in here it's really hard to get it out, and like I can barely get my hand in here. Kids could get their hands in there, but so these aren't my favorite pockets, but we did find that when we went to England that they're really good for umbrellas, especially the kinds that kind of have this like curved handle, because they didn't fall all the way in and you could just easily get them out. And in countries where it rains a lot, that can be convenient. And then you could have a water bottle on the other side, like I said, if you can find one that works well in this pocket. Then these straps, most of the time I don't feel this enough that it's a problem, that these are kind of like the kind of straps that maybe aren't the most comfortable. They might like cut into your shoulders a little bit. You can buy these like shoulder pad things that you snap on here, and our backpack that has the computer pocket, it has thicker straps and they're just sewn on, but otherwise you have to buy them separate and they just snap on. And so if this is going to hurt your shoulders, you should probably just invest in some of those, and you can move them over between bags, so you really only need one pair if you get like a black color, something that matches other things. So I honestly haven't found that these are a problem. Otherwise I would have already bought those extra straps, but you know, everybody's different. So other than that, I mean, basically if you're gonna put this on your carry-on, you can pull this out and snap it up here so it's not flying around, and then it makes everything a little bit smaller so it stays a little bit better on the pull out from your carry-on. But you're probably going to need to loop this over. You're going to need to maybe like twist it and stuff. So I do wish that they would have put one of those straps across the back to sit on your carry-on. That would have been a really nice extra feature. But like I said, in all, I feel like this bag, after four years, it still looks really nice. It doesn't have a bunch of these ugly spots or stains on it. This bag seems to be a little bit more washable than the other bags, and we've been really happy with it whenever we've used it. So I do recommend this bag. It's, like I said, kind of the medium size, and it seems to be a bag that you could keep like your entire life, and your kids could maybe take it afterwards and it would still work. So it's really good quality. So that is my synopsis of this bag, if you can say that. And like I said, it's been really fun to spend time with you, and I just wanted to make sure that all of you who follow me on YouTube or on my blog, theadhdminimalist.com, get a hold of the ebook while it's cheap. And so go over to Amazon and check out Help My Room Exploded, and you can get the ebook really cheap. It's in pre-order for probably the next 6 weeks, but I'm going to try to keep the price down after that, because I just want to be able to reach as many people as possible, so everybody who wants to read it has a chance to read it. One more quick thing. I just wanted to encourage everyone to leave a review on either Goodreads or Amazon if you buy the ebook and you like it. That would just be so helpful, so that Amazon knows who is interested in the book and who to show it to. So thanks in advance if you do that. That would help me so much. Like I said, I don't want money to be the reason that you don't get the information that helps your family. So we'll see you another day. Thanks for spending time with me. It's been fun talking. Bye.